Later that day, when she returns, the shelf is no longer locked. The key sits on the edge of the desk, forgotten. Inside, war records, blueprints, old maps, and sealed reports, betrayals, bribes, and the truth of her family's fall. Akiko's expression changes. No longer curious, no longer passive. Her gaze is sharp now, sharpened like a blade being drawn. But what did she see? What truth was buried deep enough to be locked away? And why was she the one meant to find it? The candlelight flickers as she rereads the war scroll. She reads it again, and again. Her hand trembles, not from fear, but rage.
Northern Himura Battalion diverted by order. Estate breached. Loyalists executed. Remaining bloodlines unaccounted for.
They didn't die in war. They were sacrificed. Most erased without a name left behind. But a few escaped, hidden, waiting.
She pulls another scroll from the unlocked shelf, a war blueprint. Arrows curve deliberately away from the Arakawa border, straight into Himura territory.
And he, Daichi, let it happen. To protect his name, to protect his war.
Later that night, Akiko finds Ren.
Lady Akiko?
Don't call me that. Not tonight.
You have read those.
You knew what I'd find.
Only fragments. Enough to suspect, but not enough to prove it.
I have proof now. Maps, orders, names. My clan wasn't defeated. We were sold.
She places the scrolls before him.
Whatever you're thinking, if it goes against the Arakawa clan, it would be considered treason.
Treason was what they did to us. This is justice.
A long silence follows. Ren doesn't answer. The candle between them flickers, casting shadows across the scrolls. Each had seen enough. And now, so had he. The silence wasn't consent, but it wasn't refusal either. As days passed, Akiko moved like a shadow within the estate, quiet, but no longer meek, trains in secret, each swing of her wooden sword steadier than the last. The girl they dressed in silk is disappearing. By night, she writes. Letters sealed without a crest, reaching beyond the walls. Ren slips her scrolls between books, hands shaking, eyes watchful. Every parchment a buried truth, now unearthed. Her maidens say nothing, but they see everything. They stand tighter, shadows around her. And under the moon, she burns her wedding kimono. Not in grief, in defiance. Following days of quiet rebellion and secret preparation, Akiko faces Daichi again. This time not as the doll he once commanded, but as something sharpened beneath silk. Akiko sits across from Daichi. The garden is quiet.
You've changed. I can see it in your eyes.
Perhaps I finally understand the rules of your house.
You sit here all day with your books. Maybe it's your way of escaping the life you've been given.
You assume I read to escape. But books carry the truth most men hide from.
Books will teach you only so much. Power lives in action.
Then maybe I've been reading the wrong books. Or maybe the ones men like you fear most.
He narrows his eyes, but she lowers hers. Submissive or playing the part. That night, when the household slept and the halls were still, two figures moved in silence, deeper into truths no one dared preserve. Ren opens a locked cabinet. Inside, old family registries. He unrolls one for Akiko.
Himura! Treasonous house! Forfeit lands and daughter!
Below there were names, but faintly visible. Himura Akio, Himura Kentaro status. Missing, escaped.
Kentaro. He was my cousin. He commanded the North Garrison. We thought he died.
If he escaped, he's likely in hiding. Maybe even across the border.
I'll find him.
Daichi won't let you.
Then he shouldn't have spared my bloodline.
At the same time, Daichi receives a letter intercepted by a guard. It's unsigned, unmarked. The script delicate, elegant, unmistakably a woman's hand.
No seal, no name, but ambition.
He sets the letter down slowly. His expression hardens.
My little bride is growing teeth.
In the midnight, Akiko stares out the window. A bird flies off into the night, a courier. A message sent.
If you're still alive, Kentaro, come find me. Before he does.
While Akiko sharpened her mind and body, Daichi turned inward, to the ancestors who once taught him power could be passed by name alone. Inside the solemn shrine room, smoke from incense coils upward. Daichi kneels in formal robes before the ancestral altar, flanked by banners bearing the Arakawa crest.
I told her once, in return, her clan wouldn't be erased.
He opens a lacquered box. Inside, the Himura family seal, tarnished but intact.
I never said how many I allowed to live.
He sets the seal beside the altar, a quiet offering or a warning. But while he offered ashes to his gods, Akiko had already lit the fire. Akiko stands, a wooden training sword in hand. She's not hiding anymore. Her maidens surround her in a wide circle. She strikes the post again and again. Not elegant, not perfect, but relentless.
He gave me his name, but I was born of warriors.
And while the rain washed over the stones and silence filled the halls, a message began its journey, far from the reach of the Arakawa estate. But what rode through the mountain mist that night would soon stir everything back into motion. A lone rider crosses a ridge, hooded, swift, vanishing into the trees. He carries a letter in his sleeve. One survived, one remembers, and one bride is no longer silent. Who was the rider in the mist, and who would answer the letter she sent? What plan had Akiko set in motion with every ink-stained scroll and sharpened blade? And why was Ren Daichi's own man, helping her bury the truth beneath the very house they shared? Subscribe and stay tuned for part 3 to unravel the mysteries of the Crimson Petals, a warrior's rebellion.